Everybody wants to make money, but that also comes with accumulating some expenses, and it's very important to be able to track all of that. That includes, opening a bank account solely for your business, not commingling things. That includes
buy these sunflower seeds real quick on my business account.
Right. Hey everybody, thanks for joining back with us for another episode of The Production Couple. My name is Marissa.
I'm Sergey.
And once again, we are The Production Couple. On this channel, you will be hearing things about photography, DJing, and all things in between. Might get a little bit of personal stuff from us. Yeah, you never know. Thanks for joining and subscribing and liking and commenting and all that good stuff. So let's get right into the episode. Today, we are going to be talking about some of the do's and don'ts of running a business. Like I mentioned before, I am a photographer and my husband Sergey is a DJ. I also run a clothing line called The Prayer Movement. I will link that below. So we have had some pretty good experience in running our own businesses and some of the things we learned along the way, some of the mistakes we made. I thought it would just be a good idea to kind of talk about some of those things. Hopefully you guys could learn from our mistakes. What is one of your first do's of running a business?
One of my first do's is definitely going to be know your why. My primary venture in life and professionally is DJing, and knowing my why very early was very important for me. It was like, this is the only thing that I'm good at, that I know I can be consistently good at, and I know I have a passion for it. Like, and I didn't even have those words for it at the time. Mm-hmm. It was just like, I really like doing this. This is the only thing I can see myself. That's what it was. It's the only thing I can see myself doing for the rest of my life. What about you?
I think one of the things that I learned and just talking with other entrepreneurs is it is very important to establish your financial structure. Everybody wants to make money, but that also comes with accumulating some expenses, whether that's up front before you even make the money or afterwards. But it is very important, and it's very important to be able to track all of that. That includes, opening a bank account for your business, solely for your business, not commingling things. That includes
buy these sunflower seeds real quick on my business account.
Right. Setting up like online payment plans, not payment plans, but just ways for people to pay online or for you to pay things online. Having a Zelle set up through your bank account, or establishing a PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, all those different things are going to be important. Using an accounting software to track your revenue and expenses is also a really good, helpful thing to have. Taxes, not everybody likes those. And when that time comes around and you got to, figure out how much you made and how much you spent, it's like, it sucks to owe when you really don't necessarily have to, if you just tracked your expenses a little bit better.
Another do for me was finding somebody who does what you do. Reach out, see if you can shadow, intern, help, you know what I mean? And what that looked like for me in my profession was, hitting up other DJs when I'm kind of like in a funk. I'm not getting as many gigs or shows as I'm used to, or even when I am booked, finding that free weekend that I have, and spending that time helping somebody else out. I'm going with you to help you carry your speakers into the venue. I'm gonna stay there the whole time and just learn, listen to your set, listen to your transitions, listen to how you engage the crowd, listen to all of that stuff.
And
I'm gonna take in
so
game.
Good at that. That is one thing that I sorry, this is sidebar, but that's one thing that I really admire about you. You're really good at establishing relationships and maintaining them to your benefit in a way.
Yeah, I would say that's a very instrumental part of any business. I think that's an instrumental part in life is like establishing good relationships, like solid relationships. But in the business world, you really never know. Especially services like Instagram has you wanting to present your best and look your best at all times, right? And so you don't want to look vulnerable or trash by reaching out to another photographer or another DJ and saying, hey, can I just shadow you or whatever? Because, you know, maybe that makes you feel away. But man, that's pride. Like, put that to the side, go get behind somebody that does what you do, preferably somebody that's been doing what you do for a long time. And has a lot of experience and a lot of things that you can, you know, learn from. Go do that.
Another do for me would be to create a social media account and use it to your advantage. This is 2020 and Instagram and Facebook have come a very long way, and they have become really, really, really great friends with small businesses, big businesses, just starting out, all the things in between. Establishing an online presence via social media, whether that's Facebook or Instagram, is huge to growing your business. And I say that just from my personal experience with the prayer movement and photography, just being able to reach people from honestly wherever has been a huge benefit to me. It's way more convenient. It cuts back on a lot of costs. Before social media, we were doing things like, you know, sending mailers out or literally going person to person, having to pass out flyers and that kind of thing. And sometimes it's still useful, but now almost everyone has a social media account.
What's a way for you in one of your businesses that social media actually made it either more convenient or cheaper for you?
Definitely when it came to the clothing line. Because, you know, after your auntie, uncle, cousin, and best friend bought your shirt, you know, it's kind of up to you to extend beyond that. And it can get a little bit difficult when your immediate circle has your shirts and, you know, you kind of run out of people to pass it to. But social media allowed me to reach people from several states and even countries even that I would have never been able to reach had it not been for them following me on social media or the Facebook account or the website, things like that. So it made it cheaper in terms of advertising. Because again, there's no way I would have reached anybody in Connecticut or London.
And to the point, since you mentioned advertisement, like even that in itself is cheaper on social media and can reach so many more people than buying a billboard in Connecticut.
Exactly. It's an expense nevertheless, but when you look at it from the perspective of being able to reach people that you otherwise would have not been able to reach, that's a big deal. And it's a lot less costly when you look at it that way.
My next, I guess, is research. Once you do all your research, the most pivotal thing to do with your research, at least for me, was finding something that differentiated me from everybody else. Because especially now that I'm in the weddings industry, like that's all you're going to do is explain to a bride or a groom or their mom or whoever's paying why they should book you instead of booking the next DJ. Because everybody got a laptop. Anybody can DJ now. Anybody can play music. But what else? What differentiates you from the rest of your competition? And that requires, to know the answer to that truly requires research. And a lot of people, especially like with music, is I don't listen to nobody else's music. Or I don't listen to nobody else's sets because I don't want it to taint what I do. And man, forget all that. Like I want to know what other people are doing. I want to know what works.
Just to piggyback off of that, knowing what works for you and understanding yourself, understanding your strengths. What are some things that you're really, really, really good at? And then some things that you're not so great at that you probably need to work on is going to be key. Because, you know, when it comes down to separating yourself and establishing your brand and all those different cliches, it kind of boils down to what your strengths are and what the things that you're really good at.
Yeah.
And that, sometimes takes time. It took time for me, for sure, when it came to photography.
Yeah. And back to like that and the why, like differentiating yourself and the why. It goes back to like, we both went to UNT, University of North Texas, and we both took intro to marketing. And one of the first things we learned is the SWOT analysis, right? So understanding your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Yeah.
And research is just gonna allow you to do that. I'm grateful that I still stayed in college. I was gonna quit college because I was DJing and making some money. But I'm glad that I learned those things and was able to apply that to what I'm doing now, because it definitely helps.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think that covers most of our do's for sure. So let's get into some of the don'ts.